I've teamed up with GoCar. Let me tell you why. For those of you who have been following me for a while, you'll know that I don't like car loans, and I've even referred to them as crappy debt. If you own your own car and you're doing 16,000 kilometres a year, that's a cost of about €10,691 a year. The equivalent to the GoCar is around €3,600. That's a potential saving of €7,000 every year. Not only that, but the hourly rate you pay covers insurance, tax, maintenance and fuel. In Dublin City, it's so convenient. On average, there is a GoCar within a 5-minute walk from wherever you are. Download the GoCar app today for a smarter, more affordable way to move. I'm joined in studio by Sarah. Sarah's our marketing executive in Prosperous, and she's joining me this week to do the Q&A.
Hello, everyone.
You're welcome, Sarah. Let's just jump straight in, will we?
Yeah.
Okay, we've 2 questions today. Let's go with the first one.
Hi, Owen. I'm really enjoying the podcast. Bit of a kind of niche question, potentially. But myself and my partner are currently in Australia. We hope to move home to Ireland in the next year or 2 and buy a house and do all that stuff. Basically, we have pension funds or superannuation funds that our employers have set up for us while being here. We don't plan on coming back to Australia, so we're wondering, is the best thing to do to withdraw that money before we leave and pay tax on it, to then bring it home and potentially either invest it in a pension at home or else put it towards a deposit for a mortgage? Would really appreciate your advice. Thanks.
Okay, so this is really about the move from Australia home and what to do financially.
A lot of people will be doing.
Yeah, and it is. And it's a good sign that people are looking to do this because for quite some time it was always out and nobody wanted to stay here. And now people are looking to come back, and that's a really good sign. There's a couple of things that these people need to be aware of. First of all, Prosperous, me, whoever, aren't in a position to give advice on pensions outside of Ireland, okay? But just general tips here. We have to, what I would say is they definitely need to sit down with somebody who is an expert and knows the rules around pensions in Australia. They're suggesting in that they can just cash it all in and take it away. That mightn't be the case. Typically pensions are set up with good tax relief on the way in, and the hook on that is you can't take it out till you're retiring. Might be different for them and the type of pension that they're in over there, but they definitely need to get that question answered. There's no problem whether it's Australia or anywhere else in the world, right? There's no problem with leaving that pension in that country until you do hit normal retirement age, wherever you're going to retire, okay? The thing you do have to be mindful of, though, is whether it's pensions or cash or investments or whatever they are, what currency do you expect to spend it in? Can have more of an impact as opposed to what country is the actual pension sitting in. And if they're going to spend it in euro, I would suggest when they sit down with this pension advisor before they leave there and they check out their options, if it's going to stay there, they should try and find euro funds, that the fund is actually invested in euros because it's going to be spent in euros. And that strips out the currency risk that might exist. Don't get too caught up on this. It doesn't have to be that complicated, okay? So they need to get advice on the ground. Once they've got advice on the ground, if they get advice here in Ireland as well, most good planners on both sides will talk to each other and make sure that you come up with the best solution. But before they leave, or if anyone's listening to this and thinking of leaving, coming back to Ireland, make sure you do your groundwork before you leave that country. You've established your network there. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I was going to say, do you have any other advice? Like, obviously there's probably so much you need to think of before you move back, but for people coming back from, say, Australia or wherever
anywhere
they are.
Yeah, that's a really good question, because the other thing that you do need to consider is if you are going to come back here and you're going to borrow money, you won't have a credit history here, but you will have a credit history in that country. Even if you've never borrowed anything, you need to get the documentation. It's much easier to get it wherever you're leaving when you're there. So request a credit report, request any details. Make sure you've got statements. If you did have loans, make sure you've got statements for the last 12 months of payments. Just try and gather all your financial documents before you leave the country, because it's hard enough doing it when you're there. It's impossible doing it from here, trying to reach back into those countries. So get your finances in order before you leave. Don't leave credit card behind you. Don't leave loans behind you. Don't think that the world isn't connected and you're going to get away with it. You won't. Okay. And that goes for whether you've been over there for 10 years or you're over there on 6 or 12 months of a trip. You need to make sure that you've got your finances in order before you come back, because it's going to be harder to sort it out from here. That make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. We go for question 2?
Let's go.
Hi Owen, love the podcast. I'm wondering if you could help me with this dilemma. Myself and my partner of 10 years have both worked within design in Ireland, which is quite a small net. We had anticipated to moving abroad to gain more experience about 5 or 6 years ago, but due to COVID, it kind of stopped us in our tracks. So instead, we knuckled down, moved in with family, and saved for a house. So 2 years ago, we did buy a new build and we availed of the Help to Buy scheme. We received €27,000 from the scheme and are absolutely loving the house. But since then, my partner has gotten his dream job in Germany and has moved to Germany while I'm still in Ireland working my job. And I'm hoping to rent out 2 rooms in the house to help me pay the mortgage. 1 room I'm hoping to rent out through the Rent a Room scheme. And the 2nd room I'm hoping to rent out to a Ukrainian lady and avail of the other tax-free scheme. So that's my plan, but I'm wondering if I wanted to move to Germany in the future to live with my partner, I'm wondering how does that affect renting out a room and renting out a room to a Ukrainian individual. I know technically I'm probably not meant to because technically we would be non-resident landlords. So I was just wondering, what would you suggest? Any help would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much.
I love the word technically. Technically means no, you're not supposed. Well, actually, it's not that clear cut, right? So if you're availing of Rent a Room and you have to move abroad for work purposes, for the first 12 months, you kind of get a leeway in terms of Rent a Room. The last time I looked at this, that was the case, that you for the first 12 months, you can still avail of the Rent a Room. And particularly if the intention is to come back. I think what this person, though, if we strip out the technically things, right? Because I'm a strong believer in there's a tax rule there. You abide by the rule. And if you don't abide by the rule, the taxman's going to come knocking and the penalties just aren't worth it, right? And look, these people, they're talking about moving away from Ireland. No, this show is very much about being here, right? And hopefully we will remain attractive for them to come back. And they want to be able to come back here and they want to have it set up right and do it right. But that's the key question here, Sarah. The key question is, how long do they think they're going to be gone for? If it's forever, they need to establish themselves in the other country. But if it's temporary, well, then they set up things differently here. You were going to ask something there, were you?
Yeah, I was just going to say if, like, I'm assuming just from the voice note that and from the question that they are hoping to come back.
Okay.
That's just what
that's what you got from it. Okay, I missed that. And maybe that is the case. The plan is to come back. If it's temporary, your finances are going to be structured in a very different way to if it's permanent. If it's permanent, you're starting to wrap things up here. You might even be selling the house. Whereas if it's a temporary thing, there are some allowances. You'd have to check with the situation we're renting out the room to in the Ukrainian situation. But on the Rent a Room, there are some allowances to allow you just to test the waters, or if it's a temporary thing and you're gone and you're coming back. So I wouldn't be as concerned about that. But those allowances don't tend to stretch beyond 12 months. And they just need to, again, actually the great one here would be the Intreo office. And we mention this all the time on the show, INTREO, or even just ringing Citizens Advice. It's great telephone line ring and saying, look, this is what I'm thinking of doing. Where could I go or what should I do? But my suggestion is do it right because you don't want the headache following you.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. So that's our 2 questions this week. Thank you, Sarah. Do you want to ask people to get in touch?
Course. So we're always looking for more questions, suggestions. If people wanted to be a guest on the show, please reach out. The number is 087 291 0507 and questions by voice note, please.
Thanks, Sarah. Thanks again for this week.